Hello everyone, this is Manjuladevi, working as an Associate Professor, Department of Pharmacology, School of Pharmaceutical Sciences, VISTAS. We are going to discuss about the small introduction about skeletal system. We are going to see introduction, types and structure and functions of axial and appendicular skeletal system. In that, we are going to see about in depth about the axial skeletal system. So this is the framework of our body. So we have the front view and the back view. In the back view, you can able to see about the vertebral column, pelvic girdle, sacrum and coccus and all other from the cranium to the phalanges we can able to see in this front view. So now we are going to see about the structure of the bone. So the structure of the bone have two common or main or primary types, that is compact bone and spongy bone. The compact bone will be present outside the bone and spongy bone will be present inside the bone, which supports the membranes and the bone marrow. So this is the structure. So the outer layer is called it as compact bone and the inner spongy layer is called it as spongy bone. This is one of the example of the long bone. The structure wise it is divided as epiphysis, diaphysis and again epiphysis. So inside the structure we can able to divide the parts. So the outer covering of this bone is called it as periosteum and inner covering is called it as endosteum, and innermost we can able to see the medullary cavity and where the bone marrow will be present, and the nutrient foramen is this area, and the down we can able to see this is an cartilage which will be attached over to the another bone. And functions of the bones, the bone give the shape, support of our body, and it will give the production to all the organs, and the bone serves as a storage site for the minerals, especially the calcium, and the soft bone will have the bone marrow. This bone marrow is a part where the blood cells will be formed and stored. So coming to the types of bones, we have five types of bones: long bone, short bone, irregular bone, flat bone and sesamoid bone. Long bones will have a classification as or examples as femur, tibia and fibula. So short bone example is your carpal, which is present in your wrist, and irregular bone is vertebra, small skulls in bones, and flat bone sternum, ribs and most skull bones. And sesamoid bone example is only one bone, that is a kneecap, that is patella. And coming to the bone cells, we have different types of bone cells, that is osteoblast, osteoclast, osteocyte and hemopoietic cells. And fat cells also present in our body, that is in the bone marrow. The osteoclast blast is a cell that will be present on the surface of the bone. It have a function of forming the new bone tissue and remodel the bones while aging and during the healing process of the bone. When you get any accident, the healing process will be done by the osteoblast. And osteoclast, this is the cell which is larger than the osteoblast and found within the bone tissue, and it will help to dissolve, reabsorb and remove the unwanted bone tissue. And coming to the osteocyte, this is the type of cell which is present inside the bone or within the bone. It helps to maintain the bone throughout our lifelong in the living tissue. And hemopoietic cells, this is a type of cell which is found in the bone marrow. It helps to make or reproduce the red blood cells, that is RBC, white blood cells and the platelets inside the bone marrow. Coming to the structural division of the skeletal system, we have two types of two division, that is axial system and appendicular system. The axial system, so we have totally 206 bones. Among that, the 206 bones is divided into axial 80 and appendicular 126. So the axial system consists of skull, hyoid, vertebrae, ribs and sternum. So the skull is again further classified as 8 plus 4 plus 6 plus 1. This is the structure of the overall skull. We are going to see about one by one. This is a frontal view. This frontal view will show the frontal bone, parietal bone that will be present in the side of the corner. This temporal bone will be present near the ear lobes. And this is the nasal bone. This is the vomer bone. This is the zygomatic bone. And this is the maxilla, that is upper jaw. And this is the mandible, lower jaw. And this is the front view of the skull. That is 8 plus. And this is the lateral view. In this lateral view, we have occipital bone. This is the back side of our head, and this is the mastoid process. This is the external auditory meters, and this is the whole over the lateral view of your bones, which combines of both the frontal bone and your lateral view. So coming to the functions of the skull, the cranium protects the brain, frontal bone protects the eye sockets, that is protects the eye, and temporal bone protects the ear, and facial bone gives the resonance to the voice and helps in the breathing, and maxilla give the ridges to the teeth, and your mandible helps in the chewing. And this is the hyoid bone. This is a bone which is present on the neck of the area where we can able to see. This is the only bone which is not going to attach to the any other bone, and it will helpful for holding our tongue. And this is the greater horn, lesser horn, and body of the your hyoid bone. And next, axial system has a adult vertebral column. That is 26 vertebrae we are having. That is a main common division is 5. 5 is further divided into 26. So we have cervix vertebrae, thoracic vertebrae, lumbar vertebrae, sacrum, and coccus. So in cervix we have 7 subtypes. In thoracic we have 12. And in lumbar we have 5, and sacrum we have 1, and in coccus, that is 5 fused bones combined to form one bone. And this is an overview of the adult vertebral column. So this is the area where the vertebrae will be present, and this is the structure, and this is the sacral area, and this is the part where is the carcass or a tailbone we can call it as. And further, the cervix vertebrae, this is the shape of the cervix vertebrae, which we can able to identify based on the structure. So this is the atlas, this is the axis, and these are all the remaining cervix vertebrae. So we have 7 vertebrae. So first we'll have a structure like this, that is one support the head, and second one tends to pivot. We can able to rotate our head freely with the help of this pivot movement only. So this is the second one is your axis. Based on this structure and the holes in the nearby area, we can able to differentiate the axis from the atlas, and all other remaining cervix vertebrae will have the structure like this triangular shape, and groove will be here, and there is some holes will be here, and this is how we can differentiate the different types of cervix vertebrae. Next one is thoracic vertebrae. So all the ribs will get articulated with the ribs. Thoracic vertebrae articulated with the ribs. It is having a heart shaped body, and we have each type of body articulated with the ribs. So these are all the thoracic vertebrae. So we have 12, that is 12 ribs will connected with the 12 thoracic vertebrae. And coming to the lumbar, the bodies are thick and strong and allows the flexion and extension, and rotation is prevented, because lumbar, if you get rotated, it will get broken. And this is how the anterior view and posterior view will looks like for the lumbar vertebrae. These are all the holes where the spinal cord will get run, and this is the structure. This is a posterior view, and this is the anterior view. And coming to the sacrum, so this is a 5 fused bone, that is 1 to 5, and up to the sacrum 1 and 2, the spinal cord will run. And in remaining area, this will be infused structure, and this is the carcass or the tailbone that we are going to see in the next. So this is also 3 to 5 fused vertebrae. This only supports the pelvic organs. And coming to the bony thorax, so this is also called it as rib cage. So where it will produce your organs in the chest, so heart and lungs and the internal organs of esophagus and respiratory system. And we have the ribs like true ribs 7 and false ribs from 8 to 12, and these are all the floating ribs. So we can able to see the sternum in the center. The sternum is further classified as manubrium, sternal angle, body, and cipitural journal and sepoid process and your intercostal pace. So this bony thorax will form some framework for the chest, and it will have a thoracic vertebrae posteriorly and limbs present in the laterally, and sternum and the costal cartilage will present anteriorly. This will produce the thoracic organs, and it will support the upper girdle, that is shoulder and upper limbs, and it will provide attachment to the sides of the muscle. So coming to the sternum, the sternum is having three boards. Already we have shown saw in the diagram. So the manubrium, body, and your sepoid process. So the manubrium is a superior part which is having a medial end of the clavicle, and body is the bulk area of the sternum which sides with the articulates for the costal cartilages, ribs 2 to 7, and sepoid process inferior end of the sternum. And ribs, we have already said true ribs, false ribs, and floating ribs. First to 7 or call it as true ribs, and 8 to 12 or call it as false ribs. In that 11 and 12 or call it as floating ribs. So this true ribs are the 7 pairs of ribs which attach to the sternum by the costal cartilage. And false ribs are inferior 5 pairs of ribs that attached indirectly to the sternum, and floating ribs are 11 and 12 which are short and free anteriorly. And coming to the summary of today's discussion, so the bones have two types, axial and appendicular. Axial system is composed of your 80 bones, and appendicular system is composed of 126 bones. And appendicular system we will discuss in the next video. So we have discussed about the axial, that is consist of skull, hyoid, vertebra, and sternum. So small intro about the appendicular. This appendicular will have upper limbs 120, and will have a pelvic girdle and pectoral girdle. This pelvic girdle is composed of two hip bones, and pectoral girdle is nothing but your four scapula and clavicle. So thank you for watching. If you have any doubts, you can message me or you can tag me. Thank you.